Okay, beloveds, we're going to check and wait just a couple of minutes for everything to connect to make sure it all is working the way that it's supposed to be working. I know yesterday we it said it was still working, and then it was already broadcasting. So I want to make sure that everyone can see me and can hear me. So if you can, please type yes or Y or put an emoji in the comments, just so that I know that everything is working as it should be. So I'm looking at my computer. My computer is right over here, to make sure that we are actually broadcasting, because it would be awful if we weren't, right? If we were trying to be on here and it wasn't working. So just confirming. Yep, there we are. Okay, so you can join with the link, and I'll put the link in the comments so that you can come on and ask your questions, because that is a lot about what these classes are about right now. They're not really classes so much as they are chats. So today's chat that we're going to talk about how to change your life, is we're going to talk about a couple of things that are stumbling blocks. And if you notice, the picture that I used was like a bicycle upside down, a person buried in the snow, right, trying to ride their bicycle. So it was just, something happened, threw them off, right, created an issue or a trauma or an upset or got them off track. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, first, before we get into that, let's find our center. Let's gather ourselves, call all of our energy that's somewhere else back to us, call our spirit back, call our attachments back, call our energy, our thoughts, our emotions back to present, to right now, so that we are a single being and not an octopus being. And once you've gathered yourself, bring in your intention of what it is that you would like to change about your experience. And you'll want to phrase an intention with I choose. So you'll start with I choose. And so it will be the positive of the thing that you're choosing to create. So if it's a relationship issue, maybe you'll say, I choose to create a loving and lasting relationship with a beloved. Or if it's financial abundance, I choose to create financial abundance and security for myself and my children. Or like for me, for this class, I choose to attract the 12 people who I designed the Manifesting Mastermind Class B for, so that they can join me to learn how they can change every aspect of their life at will, on purpose, using their own unique superpowers. So hopefully that's you. And if it is, I want you to head over to yourownsoul.com/MB for Manifesting Blueprint and check out all the information. The early bird discount ends tomorrow. So it's really important if you want to get in on the early bird, because you're going to save $300. And that's on the paid in full. You'll actually save more if you do the payment plan, because the payment plans are a little bit more. You're going to save more. So make sure that if you know that you're interested, go on over there now. There's also a scholarship opportunity for folks who need that. That's available, because I am an integrative person, which you will find out what you are in the manifesting class. In this polarity, this specific polarity spectrum, you're either integrative or exclusive. And I, at soul level, am an integrative person. And I've tried to live my life in the past as an exclusive, and it didn't work. I would exclude things out of my experience. And there would be things that I wanted and things that I wanted to create, and I would figure out the no's, right? I would figure out the things I don't want and exclude them. And what was happening is I still had this vacuum or this vacancy in my experience. And it wasn't until I discovered my own unique divine soul blueprint is that I am, one aspect is that I am an integrative person or an inclusive person. I integrate things into my experience. And so for me, what I have to do to be abundant and successful and joyful and to have the things and the life and the people and the money and the experiences I want is I include them into my experience. And so that does require me to let go of the things that no longer serve me, which I do continuously because otherwise there would be no space for me to receive the new stuff, right? So what happens is, as an integrative person also, I integrate people into my classes. And I have the desire to include everyone in the classes that I teach and the healings that I do and the channelings that I do in all of my work, in my Akashic record work, in all of that, because it's so powerful and it's so effective and it's so clear and precise and it works. And my intention is to include everyone. So because of that, I have services that run the spectrum. Like you can find out what your primary energy center is. Mine is divine truth and divine self-expression. So all of our choices have to align with our primary energy center because it makes up at least half of who we are. And so, for example, my choices have to align with divine truth and divine self-expression. And so for you, it would be whatever yours is. And that's $87. So that's something you can find out for, anybody can save that money and be able to find that out about themselves so that they can change how they're making their decisions, how they can understand the choices that they're making, the choices that they're not making, and how they can be more in alignment with who they are, which will bring them more opportunities to create abundance so that then they can move to the next steps, right? And so if you're blocked and restricted, I have the block or restriction removal things that are available, like the soul profile reading and clearing. Because I'm integrative, I have all of these different experiences that folks can have with me, right? So the soul profile reading and clearing, for example, is a 5-hour session that we can do either in one session or in 2.5 hour sessions. The first part talks about how amazing you are and tells you all kinds of interesting and useful information about who you are at soul level. And then the second 2.5 hours talks about any blocks and restrictions that are keeping you from fully stepping into those gift aspects that we talked about in the first 2.5 hours. And you get 21 days of homework to clear any of those blocks and restrictions. I actually make the clearing request for you in your Akashic records, and your Akashic record guides will do the clearing for you. So the stuff that comes up won't even exist anymore in your records. So they'll be removed and cleared, which is huge for setting people up for success, especially if you've got patterns of things that are showing up, if you've got patterns of people or patterns of experiences, if you've got those broken records, right, that you can't get through, if you have areas in your life that you keep trying and trying and you just can't get there, most likely there's some kind of block or restriction that is there. And so that is what this one does. And you can check that out also on the main page at yourownsoul.com. Just scroll down a little bit and you'll see the soul profile reading and clearing. So you can check that one out. And then the next thing that I have is the 6-month manifesting blueprint. And that's for people who are ready to do the hard work, right? And when I say hard, I don't mean difficult. I mean real, deep, lasting work that's going to change your ideas, your understandings, your awareness of who you are and how you create. Because those first things that we talked about, right? Your primary energy center, that's who you are. Your soul profile, the first part is who you are, right? The second part is removing those blocks and restrictions. But the manifesting blueprint is how you actually create and manifest. And it's not going to be anything that you have heard before. It's not um, it's not just the law of attraction. It works in cooperation with the law of attraction. But there are tons of really necessary information for us to know so that we can align with who we are and so that we can be congruent with them. And hopefully you have taken the class, the free class on what is real manifesting, the Real Talk class. And if you haven't, you can scroll down on this page and check out the class because it is free. And I will try to see right now if I can add it to the comments so that you can have it. There it is. Let me see. Because it is a preliminary course and it's absolutely free. And it is about what manifesting really is, right? How to change your life. When you're changing your life, you're manifesting. You're manifesting new experiences, you're manifesting new people, you're manifesting new jobs, new abundance, right? And so this class talks about what manifesting is, what it's not, what doesn't work, and what does work. And so check that out. That is in the comments. And hi, I see some folks are here on the video. So say hi. If you want to join the Zoom link is in the comments. So pop on over here so that we can chat about some stuff and talk to you specifically about how you manifest and any issues that you're having with manifesting or answering any questions that you may have about manifesting. So the whole process of us manifesting, and we talked yesterday about the saboteur, right? And about how that shows up and keeps us off track, right? Because our saboteur is part of our defense mechanism. It's part of our fight or flight, which is our instincts. And until we change who we are as humans, we're still going to have that fight or flight. And as we move along through our processes, when we're doing something new, when we're taking new action, we can get afraid. We can be in these spaces that are new and confusing and frightening, and they cause trauma or drama or issues for us. And so what we do when we're in those times is our saboteur will show up to keep us safe, right? It will stop us or try to stop us from moving forward into these new spaces. And there's lots of different ways that the saboteur shows up, and we talk about that in the Manifesting Blueprint class. And so what you'll want to do is whatever your intention is, right, that you said in the beginning, you'll want to pay attention to how your saboteur is showing up for you. What is blocking you or stopping you from moving forward? And there's lots of additional information in the free class because we spend some time talking about what those things are. Now, also, today I want to talk about 2 specific ways, in addition to the saboteur, which will keep us from manifesting what we want or from changing our lives. And the first one is expectations. And when I say expectations, I mean the expectations that other people have of you, the expectations you have of other people, or the expectations you have of yourself or your situation. Okay? Now, it's really important that we understand the energy of expectation shows up in a couple of different ways. And remember, if you know anything about the law of attraction, the law of attraction says that like attracts like, right? And so whatever it is that you're resonating with, you're going to attract. And as we move through the process of manifesting and changing our lives, we have certain expectations, right? This is different than an intention. An intention is something you're going to take action on, right? I choose this and I'm going to do some kind of work to take action on this thing to get there, okay? Now, expectation is what that's going to look like, okay? It has to fit a certain mold. It has to come to me in a certain way. It has to look to other people like a certain thing, right? Or other people can have expectations of you where you have to not be weird, right? You have to fit in. You have to not color your hair purple or blue. You have to spend your time doing what they consider to be the appropriate work, right? There's millions and millions and millions of kinds of expectations that other people have for us and that we have for other people. We can expect other people to do certain things or not do certain things. And in the manifesting process, we have to understand that we manifest for ourselves. No one else can manifest for us. No one else can stop us from manifesting for ourselves. We buy into the idea that other people can stop us, but it's not true. We are the ones that are in charge. Now, if you're trying to build something for yourself and your beloved's trying to build something for themselves, and then the two of you together are trying to build something together, the two of you are going to influence the thing that you're trying to build together. And you can allow each other to influence what you're trying to manifest for yourselves. But be careful, because both of you are going to have a different way of manifesting. Your manifesting blueprints are going to be different. And like we talked about in the beginning, I'm an integrative person. And so I integrate experiences into my life. I say yes to things. I include things. I let go of the stuff that no longer serves, and I bring in the things that do, like with these classes. I'm bringing in the 12 people who are going to take the manifesting blueprint training, the 6-month training that's open right now. That's what I'm doing, right? I'm including those 12 people, and I'm also including the people who want to learn more right now so that they can join for our classes for next year, okay? I'm including things into my experience. Now, someone who is an exclusive person, they wouldn't include people. They would be excluding people out of their experiences. They would be excluding experiences. They would be excluding expectations. As an integrator, I integrate into my life what I want. I don't want expectations of myself and others because it's very limiting. Expectations are a block. They're a block. They mean that this thing that you're going to have can only fit inside this little block and it can't be anything else. And if you know anything about the universe, you'll understand that if you limit the universe to this, you've missed 99% of the stuff the universe can give you. And so expectations are extremely limiting. And so when you have expectations, you're not resonating with expansion, with freedom, with abundance, you're resonating with limitation. And that's why expectations are the antithesis of creating what you want, unless you want limitation, which nobody really does, right? So even excluders, even exclusive souls don't want limitation. They're not limiting their experience. They're excluding those things they don't want, and they're bringing in the things they do want. Now, here's the thing. We do the same thing. Integrators and exclusives do the same thing. We exclude what we don't want, and we include what we do want. But our focus is different, okay? An exclusive person focuses on excluding the things that they don't want, which then creates space for the new things to come in, okay? An integrative person integrates and welcomes in the new things that they want, and the things that are not resonant with that leaves. Do you understand the difference? Because it's huge. And what we're talking about, even with this one polarity spectrum, and this is just the top. This is just the high level of this, right? It goes a lot deeper. And that's why it's a 6-month training course. Is the thing is, you're using this for every aspect of your experience. Okay? If you're an inclusive, you're welcoming in what you want about everything, about your relationships, your careers, your conversations with coworkers, your love life, your animals, your money, your marriage, your anything, right? Everything, the movies that you watch, the music you listen to, okay? You're integrating those things into your experience. And I want to talk about the music thing for a minute, because the music is a big indicator of what you're attracting in your life once you start paying attention to who you are and what you want. And what I mean by that is, pay attention to the music that you're listening to and the words that you're speaking when you're singing the songs, because those are things that you're asking for. The resonance is what you're asking for in your experience. And it's important to understand that that's true, that you are attracting by what you're speaking. And that's in the free class, so make sure you check out that free class, because we talk about that. But the integrator or the inclusive is welcoming in those experiences. And it's about, I'm welcoming love, I'm welcoming abundance, I'm welcoming money, I'm welcoming the 12 people who are going to join the Manifesting Mastermind, right? I'm welcoming them in. An exclusive person is excluding the people who are not going to be in the class, right? They're narrowing down. They're doing the process of elimination. Okay, you're not going to be in it. 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 It's not a negative thing. It's how their energy works. They're excluding relationships that they don't want to have. Okay. That's not a supportive relationship. We're going to get rid of that, and the new one that's supportive comes in, right? Do you understand? It can get really super complicated, and that's why this is a 6-month training course, because it's deep, it's intensive, and you've got to learn how to use this stuff for yourself, okay? It's not going to be any good. It's not going to be useful if you just get your manifesting blueprint and you go along and you don't know how to apply any of it. You don't know how to make it real, right? It's not going to be helpful. So we've got a couple of people who have joined. Let's see. Okay. Marcy and Lydia. If either one of you have a question or comment, or you want to chat about something, raise your hand. Put something in the chat box, and I will bring you on live so that we can chat. That's good water. All right. All right. Lydia says, thank you for doing this. So Lydia, I am going to promote you to panelist. And you should be able to unmute yourself, Lydia.
There we go. I've never done this before. I haven't used this system.
Okay, well, hopefully it will be easy, and you learn something that will be fun for you.
It turned your volume down. That's interesting. Let me see if I can make that higher. There we go.
Okay, is that better?
Yes, that was much better.
Awesome. So the camera's right there, but my computer's right here, so I'm going to be looking at you while we're talking, okay?
No, that's fine. I was scrolling through the feed and saw the live this morning, and this seemed like a whole lot more fun than focusing on the floodwaters outside. So.
Where are you?
So I'm in Austin, Texas. So we are high and dry, but west of us has got a lot of flooding going on. The dry creeks here on our property are completely full and over my driveway. So kids and I are hanging out at home.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad that all of you could be together and that you're all safe. My son was in the Army, and he lived right outside of Austin. He was at one of the Army bases there. Mm-hmm. And so Austin is a beautiful place, but it floods a lot, doesn't it?
It seems to this year.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it the ground doesn't absorb the water or what it is?
We've just had so much rain the last couple of weeks. We're waterlogged.
Wow.
So
let's just send Mother Earth some love so that she can take that water and nourish herself and let it be something that's going to be useful and productive for her, and something that will heal the land, heal the animals, and be safe for all the humans.
Absolutely.
Amen. So, do you have any thoughts and questions about manifesting?
I need to do some. No, I just tuned in this morning to listen and kind of see what was going on, because I've missed a couple of these that you've done, and it's still a class I really want to take. We're just mass chaos in life at the moment, so it doesn't. I don't have time for anything else right now, but this is something I really need to do.
I understand. I completely understand. And so let's talk about that for a minute. Because Spirit said this is a good opportunity for us to see if it's the saboteur that's showing up for you with all this stuff that's going on, or if you're in that stage of completing things, so that you can move forward with something else. Would you be open to walking through that process?
Yes, I'm having a hard time hearing some of this, so I don't.
Well, I will talk in middle. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, so let's go for a minute. Let's bring back all of your intention and your attention, all of your aspects of yourself, all your energy that's connected to other things, that's thinking about the future or the past. Bring all of that into the right now. Bring it back into your body. Welcome. And so when it's all done, ask, what is the number one thing that's going to give you the most joy right now?
The most joy? Oh, finish organizing the house.
Did you move recently?
We are in the process of moving. So this room is done, minus this box back here. But everything else is just in chaos, and I feel like that is reflecting everywhere else in life. That's my project today, is try and make things less crazy.
Well, and what happens is chaos becomes a saboteur, because if we're designed to be an order person, let's say if you're divine order as your primary energy center, chaos can actually keep you spiraling out of not only out of, but out of the ability to manifest. And what happens is organizing is an important part of a divine order soul. So taking the time to do the organizing is taking care of yourself. Does that make sense?
It does. I feel much better when things are in their place and put together and organized.
Right, and it's not a control freak thing. It's because things have their place, and when they're in their place, you can use them appropriately. You can find them. The space feels clean and clear, and it will actually resonate with freedom for you, or abundance, or joy, or happiness, right? Because when I asked you what would resonate with joy, your first thing was finishing organizing. And it's not just to check that off your list, though that would be a great relief, right? Big thing done, right?
Yeah.
But it really feels that. So if you can allow yourself to do that organizing and make it a priority, not because it needs to be done, but because it makes you feel good, and then feel good while you're doing it. You know, sit, put on your headphones, turn on some music, dance, have fun while you're doing it. Then that's going to bring in more ease with the process. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh, I like the idea of putting some fun in it, because I tend to get very serious about cleaning, and it has to. My kids run and hide. They're excited to be off school today because we can't drive in, but on the other hand, they're like, "Oh, mom's cleaning," so they're like in opposite ends of the house and avoiding me.
Well, let them do fun while you're doing your fun of organizing. Giving them something they can do that's useful, right? But also fun. Because what it will do is it will help the whole household resonate with fun. And fun automatically brings in ease, their partnership.
Yeah.
Ease allows fun, and fun allows ease.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. But, make it useful. And sometimes useful is being out for monthly food.
Yes. There's that too.
There's that too.
Mm.
Where are you moving to?
Kind of just down the road. We're a little closer into Austin, so commute for David's a little bit easier. And our school district boundaries are changing a little bit, so we're making sure we're in a better place for the kids.
Good.
So,
how is it going to be for you?
It'll be good for me. It's a little bit better layout as far as the horses are concerned. It's got a big shop I can use for dog training. Dogs will have a bigger yard than they have now, and they have a pretty good sized yard. So it'll be be a lot of fun for everybody, I think, and it makes life a little bit easier in terms of it's closer to the grocery store and school and convenience factor of life. Like right now, I can't get to the grocery store. I'm glad I went the other day, but you know, it's just a little bit easier to get to because it's in town versus being way out. Not that we're way out, but it sure feels that way today.
Well, good for you. So when are you actually moving? When are you going to be the date?
So we're going from Liberty Hill to Leander. And it's a difference of about 15 miles.
Okay. And what day are you doing that?
We don't know yet. We made the offer yesterday. So sometime between now and Christmas.
Right. So you've made an offer. Is it accepted yet, or are you still negotiating the contract?
Waiting to hear back this morning on what they say.
Okay. And how much do you want the price?
Sorry?
How much do you want it?
I don't know. I love the property and the location. I don't love the house. So it's probably like 80%.
Okay. So, I'm getting a couple of different questions at the same time. So, do you want to look for another house?
Well, there's nothing else available right now. We've looked. This is pretty much the only house that fits all of our needs in the area that we're searching for.
Okay.
It's just, it's a really nice property in a really nice place. The house is not laid out quite as nice as our current home, and the bedrooms are a little bit smaller.
So but, is that something that y'all can address later on?
Yes, we're planning to build a big rec room in the garage, and that would give us the kids space, and it's got plenty of space for everything. It just doesn't really have a place for the kids to hang out and play because the rooms are smaller.
Gotcha. Okay, so you can make this what you want it to be.
Yes.
Okay, so then we're gonna say you got an 80% wanting of it. So what that means is you've got an 80% chance of them accepting your offer. And since you've said that this is the only place that is there and that you can adapt it to what you want later on, how can we get you to that 100%?
I just need to have faith. I think the chaos of trying to get my current house organized for people to see it, knowing that I have 2 dogs or 3 dogs and 2 kids, and it just, the selling piece feels a bit overwhelming. And I think there's some block there for me in the whole, this is a lot to pack up and a lot to prepare to move. And I just need to have faith that it's an easy process and not a dramatic event, if that makes sense.
And as much order as you can put into that process, the more easier it's going to be for you.
Yes.
Are you doing one room at a time?
I prefer to. David is very much this piece here, tackle that over there, and I just want one room done. The closet, the organ, I just want to finish one room.
Right. So is it possible that you could allow him to do his variety, right, and not interfere with your process of completing one room?
Yeah, I can. It's
And so what is the first room that you want to get finished?
my project today is our master bedroom.
Okay.
We had company last weekend, and I don't know, everything ended up in our bedroom, so it's
Yep.
it's like everything got hidden in there.
Yep, I understand. Open the door, throw it in. Yep. I've been there.
Yeah, so that's my project today, is all the laundry, all the miscellaneous stuff that got pulled out of the guest room to make it nice is gotta get packed and put away somewhere.
So what energy do you want to resonate with today when you're doing your process?
The first thing that comes to mind is having fun with it, and then being more relaxed about it. It will happen as it's supposed to. Just let it. The water is telling me just let it flow. Let it go.
Well, the water is in effect giving you the opportunity to focus on packing, so you're not distracted doing other things.
No, there's nothing I can do outside today.
Right. So look at that as, okay, this is helping me focus. And so because I'm getting that help from the universe, how do I best want to use that? And if you want to use it with a master bedroom, you can say, okay, how can I bring fun and ease into the process? So you're also, because if you're an order soul, you're going to want a list of things, right? So that you can check them off. It doesn't have to be a physical list, but at least in your head. Check, 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 right? So what do you want to do first?
First thing is laundry. It's in a giant pile that is cascaded off of a chair and into a basket.
So is it what laundry that needs to be folded or laundry that needs to be washed?
Laundry that just needs to be folded and put away. It all made it through the wash cycle, and it's just condensed into a big pile because I didn't get to it this weekend.
So how can you input fun there?
I'll go turn on the radio or the TV and probably let the dog back there, and she'll entertain me with trying to steal things as I fold them.
Yeah. And then what's the second thing you want to do?
I need to go through the stuff the boxes that landed in there that are assorted papers and I don't even know what, and label everything, file it, pack it, stack it neatly in the closet.
How are you going to insert fun
there? Well, I can't have the dog help for that, so she'll shred everything, which probably is not a bad thing. No, let's keep the radio, or find a funny movie, something that makes me laugh. Find a comedian to watch.
What you want to do is also remember what you're doing today with the acceptance of the offer that you've given, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they offer, how is that going to feel?
Relief.
Okay.
If they accept the offer, relief that piece is done, and we can focus on getting the photographer out for pictures of this house and getting it sold.
And so you check off these things that you're doing today, like the laundry and the boxes. What is that going to do?
That just makes me feel better.
Will it feel like a relief that you've got those things done?
Yes, because I can put up with it for a while, and then it has to get put away and made neat and nice, and just I can sit and relax and, chill out with a good book once it's organized.
Yeah, exactly. So as you're having fun and you're accomplishing these individual tasks, when it's done, give yourself the opportunity to stop and feel the relief of it being done. If you want to resonate with how you're going to feel when they accept your offer, right?
Yep.
That energy in, right? You're having the fun, but you're also putting the relief in so that you can up the chances of them accepting your offer or that y'all come to terms. Because you had an 80% resonance with wanting the house, right? There's an 80% chance that you'll get it. There's a 20% chance that they'll counter offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even in that process, you still want to be resonating with relief, right? Because that's what you feel like you're going to feel when it's accepted, when it's done.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So I need to focus on what I want at the end, not what I'm in the middle of.
Exactly. And bring those resonances into your now, because the more you resonate with it now, the more you're going to attract that to the end result. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Now, it creates a consequence, and the consequence resonates with what you're resonating with now. So
okay.
If you're lack, you're going to get lack. If you're resonating with confusion, you'll get confusion. If you're resonating with a completion or relief, you're going to get completion or relief, right? And you're resonating with fun, so that relief is also going to be fun. It's not going to be, oh my God, this is over, right? It's going to be, this is done. See the difference?
Yeah. Okay.
Is that helpful?
That's very helpful. Thank you. I needed clarity around that today because I feel like a chicken with my head cut off running around trying to get everything done.
And you don't have to do everything. Just do one thing.
Yeah.
You want to focus on the order, you do one thing. Have your list of the things that you want to do in order. Insert your fun and insert your relief, the joyful relief that it's done.
Yeah, thank you. I needed to reframe that today.
Yeah. And if you did something that will also be fun and relief, that will help there too.
Okay.
But sometimes it's letting them play video games because they're out from under your feet.
Sorry, nose itches.
Yep. So, do you have any other questions?
Oh, I don't think I do. I'm keep following the page and the emails, and I'm trying to block schedule my day to do more on keeping up with me and energy work and tuning in more. So.
And I love that you and David are moving, and that you're moving your family, and that you know that y'all decided to do that part, right? Because I know you've been where you've been and you've loved where you've been, right? You have so much energy where you are. You've implanted a lot of energy there. So make sure that you do something to say goodbye to Brian, or that you're ready to leave. And the gratitude, that you have, that you've placed for all of the time that you've spent there, and all the joy you've had, and how nourishing it's been, and all of those things. And so if you could do maybe a little gratitude ceremony now, even this evening, because you've made the offer on the middle house, you want to honor the house that you're leaving. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
And that could be something that all of you could do together, just something simple. Um, but a gratitude ceremony would be good.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Absolutely. Because we are very grateful for this place. It's been a great place to be for the last 6 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
And I put a lot of energy there.
we have. We've done a lot for the property energetically, for the house, and it's done a lot for us. So it's we definitely want to honor it and respect it, what we're leaving and what we're gaining.
Yeah, yeah. And so, in doing that too, and offering that gratitude ceremony and acknowledging that you're ready to move on, it also is going to help with attracting your next home. Because if you're still attached to the place that you're at right now, you haven't. It's not cutting ties so much as it is completing, right? Offering that completion. Then it's going to be difficult for you to bring in that second place. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right. Cool.
You got lots that you get to do today.
I do have a lot to get to in this. Since it's 10:30, I should probably get started.
Yes, but now you know how you want to move forward, right?
I do. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it.
And then it'll be great. You can use it for your whole process. Every day it can be like that. Because
Yeah.
you'll be what you want. So let me know how the negotiations go.
Yeah, I will.
And tell David I said hello.
I will.
And so blessings to both of you, to your house, to your move, and keep me updated.
Thank you.
All right. So I don't know how to take you off. Isn't that funny?
I don't either.
So give us a minute. Give us a minute. Oops. Change role to attendee. There we go. There we go. All right. So I want to talk about the second thing that I wanted to talk about is attachment, right? So we talked about the expectations and we just talked with Lydia about the attachment. It's really important that we understand that when we are attached to things, we can create lots of restrictions for ourselves. Attachments to our own results can be problematic because we're so focused on our results, we can't see the universe helping us or giving us feedback that maybe we're on the wrong track, that maybe we're not really um, uh, asking for what's going to be most supportive for us. It may just be what we think is going to be most supportive for us, right? When we have attachments, they can be draining. They can keep us focused in a way that is not supportive for us. And so, attachments also, even loving, wonderful attachments like the attachment that David and Lydia have for their property right now, they've given it tons of energy, they've given it tons of love and support. And what happens is because they have that attachment and that connection with that property, until they complete that cycle, until they conclude the attachment with gratitude and love, it's going to be difficult for them to attract a new home because they've invested and they're attached to this home. And what we're attached to, we have. And that if we're attached to something and we have it or we want it, right, we're attached to this part, we don't have space to bring in anything else or a second thing or an additional thing, right? Because we filled up all the space with this attachment. And we also can be attached to how things show up for us, right? How they come in. Like Spirit has been telling me for months now to ask for my new car. And I'm just paid off this month, October 2018. I paid off my car. Yay! The first time since I was like 22 or 23 that I've actually paid off a car. I went through a series of, up leveling cars, but I never paid one off, right? I would trade for the trade in cycle, right? And so this car I finally paid off. So I'm so excited. But the new car that Spirit wants me to have is a very expensive car. It is probably 3 times the price of the car that I just paid off, maybe more. And um, they keep telling me to ask for it, ask for it, ask for it. And my thoughts around that car is okay, I've picked the one I want, but my thoughts are, oh, in order for me to have, the money to pay for this car, I'm going to have this amount of money in savings and this amount of money in my retirement, this amount of money in my checking accounts and my business account. And it's got to do this, I've got to do that, right? That's my attachment to how that car is going to show up. And what I have to do, and I'm still working on, is getting comfortable with the fact that the universe can get that car to me in a million different ways. It doesn't have to be me plunking down a check for that amount of money, which for me right now feels like a whole lot of obligation, a whole lot of responsibility, and a whole lot of stuff I got to do first, right? That is not obligation and responsibility, and I got to do these things first, does not resonate with joyful freedom, which is what I have chosen for my life. I want my life to resonate with freedom and joy. And so we have to be careful about our attachments because they can get really sneaky. The universe can give me that car. And while there's and I know this, but there's still a minuscule piece of my brain that goes, yeah, right. Right? But there's still that minuscule piece in my brain. That's what I have to work on. When we're going through this process, there's always something that we're going to be working on. There's always something because we're not perfect, but we do our best. We move forward. We get real with ourselves, right? Because I'm divine truth and divine self expression. I will tell on myself. I will tell you when I'm going through these situations. And when we're doing the manifesting process, I'm doing the manifesting process right along with you because it's real, it works, shit comes up, the saboteur comes up, attachments come up, expectations come up, blocks and restrictions come up, right? Things happen. And it's important for us to be real about that. Most people who are teaching about manifesting are just saying, oh, well, think what you want and you'll get it. That's only one aspect. If everything else is not aligned, you're not going to get it. You can think all you want to, but you've got to align your thoughts, your emotions, your speech, and your actions with what you want. And you'll find that out in the free manifesting class. So check that out. But you've also got to align with who you are at soul level, like I'm divine truth and divine self expression. So I have to align with that. And then I also have to align with how I'm designed to manifest, like being an integrated soul. I include things into my team. And so I would love, 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 love for you to join me in this manifesting blueprint training. It is a 6-month training, so you don't learn everything the first day, but you can go over to yourownsoul.com/MB for Manifesting Blueprint to check out testimonials. There's some interviews with 3 different people who have taken the course and have had huge, huge results. Um, there is a written testimonial from someone who had mega results. There is a sample video so that you can kind of see what we talk about. There's a link to the online content. We do Zoom classes every month for the 6 months. There's a private Facebook group that you get tons of support in. And I mean, we get on and we do Facebook Lives where we go deep, we clear out the blocks and restrictions, and we get you there. Okay. We do the real hard shadow work that needs to be done sometimes, and we do the wonderful, joyful work that needs to be done sometimes. Now, it's important that I let you know when Spirit had me start the class, they gave me a price to start with, and I didn't do it because I'm an integrative soul. I was like, no, 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 I can't start at $24.95 and $2,495 because there's so many people that I know who need this course and who can't afford $24.95 right now, right? So I didn't do what Spirit told me to do. I did it at a reduced price. And so those people, got in at a reduced, their the people who joined class one got in at a reduced price and had phenomenal results, right? And then Spirit's like, okay, are you ready to do what we told you to do? And I was like, no, 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 but I'll go up. And so class B, I went up, and the people who took that class had phenomenal results. And during class B, and I was channeling a session, part of the training course, and they were like, "Okay, are you ready to do what we told you to do?" And I had to confess in the class, this is what happened, right? Spirit told me to price it at $24.95. I didn't do it, and so I'm going to do it for the next one. And so for class C, I priced it, at the price that they told me to, and that's what it's priced at right now for the early bird um, um, registration. Right? It's priced where Spirit told me to price. I think it's $27.95. So I think I was wrong. It's $27.95. And so what Spirit had originally told me was you're started at $27.95 and do it for a time or two and then go to $49.95. And I was like, oh my God, I can't do that, right? My own limiting beliefs, my own expectations, right? Help kept me from integrating into my experience what Spirit told me to do. And so once I got in and I was like, okay, fine, I acquiesced, right? And so the course is going to be the 27.95 is the early bird, and that's for this class now that we're registering for. It's for 6 months. You can make payments. There's 3 different payment options, and there's a scholarship because once I told Spirit, okay, I'll do it. What about the people who can't afford it? Can I offer a scholarship? And see, spirits here, listen, and they're like, sure. And what was funny is they said you could have offered the scholarship the first time. You just didn't ask. You resisted. I was like, okay, fine. You got me. And so why I'm telling you all of this is because the classes that are starting in January and moving forward are going to be at the $49.95. So it's going to double. So if you're interested in getting in the class, now it's going to actually be because we're doing Christmas, it's going to be 7 months. I'm going to add an extra month in. So we're actually going to run through June next year, I think, June, maybe July. And because we've got the holidays. All right. So we're going to have plenty of time to go through the content, plenty of time to do what needs to be done there. But if you know that you're interested and you know that money is going to be an issue, you may really want to consider taking one of these 12 seats right now because you're going to have plenty of time to do the work. You're not going to do everything, now in, November, December. Our class, I think, is November 5th. It's a Saturday, and it is on the website. So you can check that out. So you're going to have plenty of time to do the work. You're going to have lots of support. You're going to have lots of opportunities to learn about your saboteur, to overcome those, to have plans and methods in place so that you know how to be effective and how to accomplish what it is you want to accomplish, how to manifest what you want to manifest, how to change what you want to change. And you're going to have plenty of support doing that. So I am calling in the 12 people who are going to be in this class. And I look forward to serving you. I look forward to all that you are going to create and manifest in your experience so that we can change the world together. Love you.